Bye, Goose. Alright, so out for a little overnight hunting adventure here. So I'm on my way into a pond where I'm going to set up a camp for the evening. So I've been in this spot plenty of times before, so just a quick overnight trip. Got to head back out tomorrow because I have work the following day. But yeah, this is a good little area, usually some grouse and some ducks in this spot. So hoping to find something. Haven't been having much luck yet with the hunting this year, but our luck's got to change sometime, so hopefully it'll be on this trip. So yeah, I'm going to continue on in the trail, find a spot to set up our camp, and take it from there. Hey Millie, good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Alright, let's go. Some fresh moose poop here. Doesn't look very old at all. Alright, so as I was unloading my gear out of the truck, I found 3 rabbit snares. I guess they were left over from last year. So I took them with me. I'm going to set these out on my way into my campsite. So rabbit season is opened a couple of weeks ago. I haven't put any rabbit snares out yet, so figured I would take these and we'll set 3 out on our way into camp. And who knows, maybe tomorrow morning we'll have a fresh bunny to take home with us. Alright, so I got 1 rabbit snare set out. Starting to rain pretty good now. I'm starting to get wet, so I think I'm just going to hike straight into my campsite and throw up a tarp and work on getting my camp set up so I can keep my gear as dry as possible. We're almost into our campsite, and Goose flushed up a grouse. I heard it fly away. It's actually the exact same spot we saw one a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna hike in, just drop my pack on the road. I'm gonna hike in this way now, see if we can't find it. Where'd he go, Goose? Where is he, bud? Go get him. Where'd he go? Old Goosey here is great at flushing the birds, but like I mentioned on my last video, once they fly away, they can be damn near impossible to find after. Most likely he's just up in one of these trees here, but they blend in so good, hard to spot them. Wind is picking up big time. Where's he to, Millie? Go find him. Go get that bird. Well, looks like we're gonna have to give up on this one. No sign of it, and all I'm doing is getting myself soaked. Pants are drenched here now. Man, we're after seeing so many grouse this year, and have not fired a shot yet. You just can't get one to stick around long enough to take a shot at. Wind is absolutely ripping in off the water here, so this is usually a nice little campsite, but it's probably not going to be as nice as it usually is here tonight with the wind that's just coming straight at us. And I'm already starting to regret bringing this tent. So I decided to switch things up a little bit this time. Instead of bringing my trusty old purple freestanding tent that you guys see most of the time on the channel, I decided to bring this one Tigress backwoods bungalow tent. And I'm already starting to regret it because there's way more fooling around to try to set it up. And the front of the tent is open. It does zip close, but anyways, I'll show you guys the tent here in a second. But yeah, I think my other tent would have served me a lot better in this campsite with this weather, with the wind coming in. But this is what we got, so we got to make it work. Alright, so we got the tent up. So there's a bit of fooling around. Like I said, it's a little more complicated than my other tent, but yeah, it should work fine for tonight. So basically how this tent works, it doesn't use any poles at all. So it just, you suspend the peak from, well, you can use a ridge line. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can use a ridge line like I did with the tarp. And I think that's how I set this tent up last time. But this time I just kind of took the guy wires, there's one on each side of the peak up here, and I just tied them up to a tree nearby. Seems to be working fine, so we're gonna go with that for tonight. Things I do like about this tent, so right now I can kind of sit out underneath this canopy and stay out of the rain, which is nice. And then later on when I go to bed, this canopy up here just zips down and closes right off. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little tent, so we'll see how it works for us tonight. Next order of business is going to be to go collect a bunch of firewood. There's not a ton of firewood right in this immediate area, so I'm going to have to go search for wood. Just going to throw some of my gear in the tent to keep it dry, and then go cut a bunch of firewood. It's not as nice of a day as I was hoping for, so should have known. I guess it was calling for northerly wind and chance of showers, and yeah, it's been pretty messy so far. So anyways, hopefully it'll clear up a little bit later this evening. What do you think of it all, Millie? Huh? What do you think of it? Good girl. Okay, so I got a good bit of my firewood cut up and split. So I still got a couple of the bigger pieces of that dead standing tree that I cut down to cut up and split, but I got enough here to get the fire started anyways, and I can kind of pick away at the rest of it later while I'm just sitting around the fire after dark. I'll throw my headlamp on and cut up the rest of the wood just for something to do, keep me warm throughout the evening. Hey Goose. Goose, you're gonna freeze. Goose been out in the water, he's shivering and everything there now. You don't have sense enough to give up trying to play fetch. So yeah, it looked like it was going to it was going to clear off. The sky kind of brightened up a little bit. There's a little bit of blue sky out over the pond, and then all of a sudden the rain started again. So it's going to be one of those days by the looks of it. I don't think it's ever going to really clear up, but it's about 4 p.m. right now, and yeah, I think I'm going to take the shotgun, and there's a woods road right up behind camp here, so I'm going to take the shotgun and the dogs and walk in that road and pass away about an hour or so, see if we can't see another grouse somewhere. And yeah, hopefully I'll get back here maybe like 5:30. So the days are getting short now. We're almost into November. It's the latter part of October, so it's going to be dark by probably 6 p.m. I would say for sure on a drizzly old day like this. So I want to get back in time to get the fire going and get my food ready to go on the grill before it gets completely dark. So got some beef burgers to grill up on the fire. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go for a little hunt, and then we'll come back here and settle in for the evening. What is it, bud? Oh, Goose seems to have picked up the scent of something here in this spot. He's been doing laps around these patch of trees here. All right, guys, I see a grouse right up on top of one of these juniper trees. I think I can get a shot. Got him. There was two there. I got one. The other one flew off. Goose has gone in there. See if he brings it out. Get him, Goose. Get him, bud. Oh. Leave it, Millie. Leave it. Haha. Finally. First grouse of the year. Millie, no. Leave it. So there was another one that flew. I don't know how far it went. Let's see if we can track it down. All right, so it's a spruce grouse. So I'm just gonna leave this guy here in this tree right alongside the road here. We're gonna continue to head in the road, see if we can see any more. We'll grab that guy on the way back out. Good dogs, yes, good dogs. Let's go, good dogs. Well, there's the first sign of the sun. It's still kind of raining, but so yeah, this is the end of the road. Comes out to this little cove here in the salt water. Anyways, we're gonna turn around and head back to camp. All right, well, I'm gonna clean this guy up here. That way I won't have a bunch of feathers and blood and guts down by my tent. So this guy was beat up pretty bad. So I'm just gonna take the breast out and I'll probably throw it on the fire. Well, almost back to the tent, and Goose just flushed out another one. So flew right out in front of me, but I wasn't ready. I had the camera in one hand and this grouse breast in the other hand. It's a big old ruffed grouse too. Looked like it just flew right here somewhere. Didn't look like it was planning on going too far, but can't see it now. Well, I just sent Goose off in the direction that that grouse flew in, and sure enough, he spooked it again. I heard it fly, but it's down through a bunch of thick woods, and it's starting to get late, starting to get dark, so I think I'm gonna let that guy go. The good news is it's like 50 yards from the tent maybe, so who knows, maybe tomorrow morning we'll get another crack at that one. Come on, Goose, let's go, bud. Goose, here. Good boy, come on, look. Good boy. So everything is absolutely soaked in the woods now. We've been having a ton of rain lately. We had like 40 to 50 millimeters of rain yesterday and the day before. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Alright, fire's finally starting to throw off a bit of heat. Yeah, I'm loving that heat from the fire after being out in these wet conditions all day. So I just put the kettle on. There's a very strong possibility that I'm going to burn a couple of flanker holes in my tent tonight. So just the way the wind is, it's blowing off the water straight towards the tent. But there's not a whole lot I can do about it now. Seems okay for now, but we'll see what happens, I guess. I'm going to soak up some of this heat, boil the kettle, have a coffee or something, try and warm up a little bit, and we'll get some food on the go. Daylight is starting to fade pretty quick. Almost 6 p.m. Alright, so I'm going to get that grouse breast start roasting over the fire. It's going to take a little while, so we'll get that going. The dogs are probably going to eat most of that grouse because I got two pretty big burgers here to eat. So dogs already had their dog food, but I'm sure they'll enjoy that grouse now once it gets roasted up on the fire here. So using my Tuckamore from Kyle Noseworthy. I sent this over to him recently. He cleaned it all up for me, sharpened it, and he made a new sheath for it as well. So thanks, Kyle, buddy. One of my favorite knives. One of my first knives I ever bought, actually. Got it from Kyle, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago now. Still carry it all the time. Great little knife. Okay, let's get these burgers cooking here. It's getting dark fast now, so looks like we're going to be doing most of this in the dark. Beef burgers this time, not moose for a change. I got most of my ground moose all eaten up, so still got plenty of moose meat, but I just need to run some more through the meat grinder. Oh, these are cooking fast. A lot of heat there. Got them charred a little bit, but that's minor. Not too worried about that. Still gonna be good. Alright, burgers are done. That was kind of hard to film. Buns started burning on me and she started going downhill fast there for a minute, but and that tarp is making a racket in the wind. I might have to take the tarp down. If not, it's going to be hard to sleep tonight with that blowing in the wind all night. Got some ketchup here. Alright, let's dig into these. Oh yeah. So the grouse breast is still roasting over the fire. I should soon be done. I'm going to throw it down on the grill for a few minutes just to make sure it's cooked through. And then I'll slice it up, try a piece, and like I said, the dogs will probably get most of it. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of these burgers. I'll check back here in a bit. Alright, gonna try some of this grouse breast. Camera battery died on me there. But yeah, it's good. Good stuff. So, if I had to choose between a rough grouse and a spruce grouse, I think I would choose a rough grouse. So a rough grouse has the white meat. Pretty much tastes exactly like chicken. The spruce grouse has darker meat. It's a little bit of a different taste, but it's still good. Here, Millie, get some. Good girl. Here you go. So yeah, I'm gonna snack on this. Feed most of it to the dogs because it's starting to get pretty full. Man, that carp is just going wild. Good boy. So yeah, we're gonna eat the rest of this, and then I'm gonna clean up all the food and all the cooking stuff. And probably just gonna hang out by the fire, so we'll check back here in a bit, guys. I'm gonna take Goose's bell off, so hopefully that bell is not too annoying when you're watching the videos, but I gotta keep an eye on Goose because he tends to run a little further away than I'd like sometimes, so it's good to have the bell on him so I can just kind of hear what direction he's in and make sure he doesn't get too far away. So yeah, we're just kind of hanging out by the fire. Fire is absolutely rocking here now, so it's throwing off a ton of heat, which is nice. It's gonna be a cold night. I think it's supposed to get down to around +1 degree Celsius, so just above freezing. So I had to put my big jacket on. But yeah, it's nice by the fire here now. Wind is still blowing pretty good. So just before I turned the camera on, Millie was curled up having a nap here in the moss right behind the camera. But since I started talking to the camera, now she's up going around again. Goose hasn't stopped at all. I've been throwing a stick for him constantly, and he's still trying to get me to throw it now. So yeah, that's Goose. That's normal for him. Here. Yeah, it's just about to crack open a beer, so I brought a beer out with me this time. Got a Black Horse. Anyways, if anyone is having a cold beverage while watching the video, cheers. So, I never did set out the other two rabbit snares. I just kind of thought about it here as I was sitting by the fire. They're still in my pocket, but pretty much slipped my mind all afternoon. I was going to set them out, but kind of ran out of time. So that's it, I guess. When you get into fall like this, the days are short. Don't have as much time when we're out here. It gets dark a lot earlier, so we'll check that one snare on the way out tomorrow. I'm going to take it up again because, like I said, I got to head back to work. So I highly doubt we caught a rabbit in that one snare, but you never know, I guess. So yeah, we'll check that tomorrow and we'll take it back up again. So yeah, that's about it for tonight, guys. Just going to sip on my beer and sit by the fire for another hour or so, burn up some more firewood here, and then we're going to be calling it a night, climbing into the tent, and hopefully get some decent sleep. Alright, well, time to get up, I guess. The hogs were starting to get pretty restless, so it's almost 7 now. Yeah, 6:45. Sounds like it's just starting to rain again. So it was raining off and on all night. Anyways, I'm gonna get up and get the fire going. Today is actually my birthday, so happy birthday to me. So yeah, I'll get up, get the fire going, and hopefully this rain clears off. I thought it was supposed to be a decent day, but it doesn't sound like it yet. Alright, well, finally started to get daylight, so it looks like it's actually going to be a decent day. The sky is starting to clear, and the wind dropped out quite a bit overnight. Still had some gusts overnight, but it wasn't too bad. So yeah, the plan for this morning, after I finish my coffee and my breakfast, I'm going to hike down. On my last video, when I was out in the canoe, I put out a trail camera, and that's in this area. It's just a couple 100 yards away from here, actually. So I'm going to walk down there and check that trail camera, see if we got any footage on that. It's only been out for about a week, so I'm not really expecting much, but seems how we're in the area. I'll go check that, and then I'm going to come back here, pack up camp, and we'll start hiking back towards the truck. Got to check that one rabbit snare on the way out. So yeah, like I said, it's my birthday today, so I'm going to be heading home here within the next couple of hours, and just spend the day with family. So yeah, not a bad way to wake up on my birthday morning. Sitting by the fire here, looking out at the pond, having a coffee. It's all good. Gotta love it. Alright, let's go check this trail camera. Goose just flushed up another grouse too. I heard it fly away, so I'm gonna go look for that here in a second. Back behind us somewhere. Alright, well, I don't know what's going on here. Batteries are low. Oh. Pictures of me. Oh, there's a moose. It's like a young bull. And then that's me again today. So looks like just one picture of a moose. I'll throw a better picture of it up on the screen here. Alright, almost back to camp. Never did find that grouse after. Heard a couple of gunshots fairly close by, so it's a good morning for moose hunting, especially after all this bad weather we had. It's a nice, calm, clear morning, so I'd say there's a few animals on the move this morning. All right, guys, almost back to the truck. So just coming up on our one rabbit snare. So check that right quick. Well, no luck. So I'm just gonna pull this one through for now, because I'm gonna be back here in this area hopefully by the weekend, and set these snares out again, hoping to put a few more out as well. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Like I said, we're pretty much back to the truck now, so I'm gonna sign off. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.